Very good morning, children. So the next chapter is chapter 4, photosynthesis in higher plants. Okay, so we are going to learn in this chapter about photosynthesis. We all know very well that all living beings, animals including human beings, need food, okay, to grow or to live. In the same way, we know that animals including human beings which depends on the plants for food. But where do these plants get their food? In fact, green plants have to make their own food. So these green plants carry out photosynthesis, which is nothing but the physiochemical process. Now what is this photosynthesis? We know very well. Photosynthesis is nothing but the use of light energy to drive the synthesis of carbohydrates. In a very simple form, in the earlier what you have learned, the green plants prepare their own food in presence of sunlight. This is what you have learned what is photosynthesis in 10th standard. Now, the usage of light energy to drive the synthesis of carbohydrates is photosynthesis. Now, what is this importance of photosynthesis? It is the primary source of all food on earth. If there is no photosynthesis, then the plants cannot prepare their own food. If plants cannot prepare their own food, then plants will not survive. If plants are not there, then all other living beings which are dependent on the plants will not survive. Then the total ecosystem will get distracted if there is no photosynthesis. And the responsible for the release of oxygen into the atmosphere. The very important thing is, along with the preparation of food of plants, even the release of oxygen is by the process photosynthesis. Okay, so this is the just what is photosynthesis, and I can say what is the importance of photosynthesis we have taken from this introduction part. So the next important topic in this chapter is chloroplast. So why we have to learn this chloroplast is, what is the site of photosynthesis? Where do this photosynthesis takes place? We all know the site of photosynthesis is green leaf. When I ask you the question, where do this photosynthesis takes place? You all will answer that green leaf. Yes, photosynthesis does takes place in the green leaves of plants. But it does so also in other green parts of the plants. Not only on the green parts, the other parts of the plants. Suppose if the plants are not in green in color, then the plants will not go under photosynthesis. That is the question mark. No. The other parts where photosynthesis occur is the mesophyll cells in the leaves have a large number of chloroplasts. So the chloroplast, okay, where the photosynthesis exactly which occur is chloroplast, the mesophyll cell which is present on the leaves. So now these chloroplasts are arranged themselves along the walls of the mesophyll cells where they get more light. So suppose if this is the mesophyll cell, here the chloroplasts are attached. Okay, so here where the sunlight gets fast than here. Okay, so this is the light, this is the mesophyll cell, and here you can see the chloroplast. Okay, so this is mesophyll cell. I think you can understand. Here you have the mesophyll cell. Okay, now in the first year you have already learned from the chapter 9, that is the cell biology, the structure of the chloroplast you have learned. So what is the structure of the chloroplast? Just to remind you, I have given you the diagram with the labeling parts. You can see the outer membrane here, and this is the inner membrane present here. Okay, and this is the granum, and this is the stroma. This is the stroma, children. So all these circles like are grana, and the circles are being attached. This is called stroma lamella. Okay, so chloroplast, outer membrane, inner membrane, you can remember very well. But throughout this photosynthesis, this inner membrane, the granum, the stroma lamella, you have to remember. So these circles are like granum, and the circles which are being attached like stem like is stroma lamella. You have to remember. Why you have to remember, I'll let you know. you'll come across the granum and the stroma lamella where the dark and the light reaction takes place. I'll explain there. Okay, now within the chloroplast, what we can see is membranous system consists of grana. So this is the membranous system, children. Nothing but the membranous cell which consists of the grana. Okay, so this circles like the grana, the stroma lamella, and of course the fluid stroma is also present inside here. The fluid what is present is nothing but the stroma in the chloroplast. What does the structure do? I mean, what does this membranous cell, that is the grana and the stroma, what do they do? What is the function of this grana and the stroma? I told you very well. So the membranous system will help to trap the light energy for the synthesis of ATP and NADPH, which is very important for photosynthesis. Okay, this is nothing but the energy, which is nothing but the carbohydrate. So in the membranous system, which will help to trap the light energy for the synthesis of ATP and NADPH. Now, what do this stroma do? Here, membranous system will trap the light energy. Here the stroma, what will happen? Enzymatic reactions will take place. So what happens first? It will grab the CO2 into the plant. That means the stroma will help the plant to take inside carbon dioxide. Then what is formed there? Sugar synthesis is formed there. Sugar. What is sugar? Glucose is formed. Okay, C6H12O6 sugar is formed. Now the sugar will be leading into the starch, which is a food for the plant. Okay, so now this is being done with the help of ATP and NADPH. So these are the products of the membranous system, that is the light energy. Okay, light reactions. This is called light reactions because they trap the light energy to form ATP and NADPH. This is the light reaction, and with this products, the second in stroma the reactions takes place. This is called the dark reaction. It doesn't mean that it will not attract any energy light, but it observes only the very little light that is observed by the ATP and NADPH. This is light reaction and this is the dark reaction. Light reaction takes place in the grana and the dark reaction takes place in the stroma. Okay, that is what I have explained here. Light reaction and dark reaction. Okay, I have not mentioned here, children. Okay, I'll write here. So light reaction and the dark reaction. Light reaction which takes place in the grana and the dark reaction which takes place in the stroma. Okay, I think you have understood. In the membranous system, that is nothing but the grana, light energy is being observed to form ATP and NADPH. With the help of this ATP and NADPH, in the stroma, carbon dioxide is taken by the plant, which the plant will synthesize the sugar, and the sugar will form starch. So this is the light energy and this is the dark energy. So this is the light reaction and this is the dark reactions. Okay, so this is what being happened in the chloroplast. They might ask you neat labeled diagram of chloroplast for 4 marks, children. Okay, then that time you have to explain this. Okay, so one more small very point, that is how many pigments are involved in photosynthesis. Chlorophyll A, that is, suppose if the plant is bright or blue green, if it is bright green or blue green, then you can understand that the chlorophyll A is present. Suppose if the plant is yellow green, that is the chlorophyll B. Suppose if the plant is yellow in color, then the xanthophyll pigment is present. Suppose if the plant is yellow or yellow orange, then carotenoid pigment is present. Okay, so this is the small topic from the lesson chapter 4, photosynthesis in higher plants. That is, today we have seen about the structure of chloroplast and the light reaction and the dark reaction. Okay, children, thank you.